Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Silver the Hedgehog here, and I am back for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games DS version, and welcome to Day 7 for the Paris Olympics 2024. So yesterday, we did somehow manage to fully begin the advanced class by tackling through the Stardust Circuit, and all in all, we've almost gone through a flawless run on Stardust Circuit. I mean, for the most part, we did somehow went into those 3 events no problem, except in Vault, mainly because I wasn't fast enough on the quick time events, and on top of all that stuff though, I was pretty much useless at the ending section when it comes to likely trying to get the balancing end, but that's just mainly because no matter what though, I do need some bit of practice on that, unfortunately. But apart from those side things though, we still managed to claim ourselves our glorious trophy, so that's all that really matters. So today, for this video, is about the fact that we're going to be continuing things on and move on to the next circuit, which is the Planet Circuit. So, obviously, we're still able to come across into ourselves 100-meter freestyle swimming, in addition to shooting and table tennis, but there was actually a new addition for the sake of the forms of certain events we're able to come across into. That's what appears to be Dream Basketball. And the character choice this time around though, we'll go for a power type character again, except this time we are playing as Wario. So either way though, let's go ahead and get this thing started, shall we? So as far as I'm aware, is about the fact that when it comes to Dream Basketball, which we'll talk more about that until whenever we get into that event, that seems to be more specifically, that was actually the second Dream event we did somehow manage to unlock. And relatively speaking, that was about the fact that unlike the Wii version, there's no basketball related event, unless if you ever played Mario Party 8, settle it in the court or something like that when it comes to that particular minigame, but I digress. So, the player's choice this time, when it comes to the computer players, is that we go ourselves Shadow the Hedgehog, Tails, and Luigi. So, it's almost like a 50-50 when it comes to Mario and Sonic characters. So, either way, it's a good thing I decided able to choose Wario for the circuit, mainly because I was originally trying to able to select Waluigi, but I will admit though right away, is that I'm not a big fan of certain characters that only can perform a butterfly swim technique, which I'm pretty sure about the fact that we'll try to able to discuss more about it if we somehow manage to able to choose a different character until later on. But either way, oh, this is going to be a close call. Oh, nice! We somehow beaten Shadow by a split second. So yeah, that was actually pretty tight all in all, especially concerning about the fact that to make matters even better, I somehow managed able to get myself a yet another new world record. So, either way though, as far as the forms of Wario's swimming technique as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure he did manage to learn breaststroke, I'm pretty sure. So that's why I have to keep on like drawing around a circle a lot, so just in case I can able to swim a bit faster. Whilst unlike the forms of how it does it on, well, let's just say horizontal arrows, I found it's actually pretty easy. Unlike the forms of how it does on some of those swimming techniques, ranging from, let's just say crocodile paddle or something like that, I found it was a bit of a pain. And when it comes to the forms of the vertical arrows, I found it was a bit of a pain as well. In addition to that, the butterfly one is the worst, mainly because as far as I'm aware, we have to do a bit of a rhythm kind of syndrome or something like that, which I know for a fact that for one thing, I, unfortunately though, never actually 100% everything on the DS version of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, mainly because I was missing quite a few emblems, and I don't think it's possible we can able to actually get ourselves the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection specific emblem for this point right now, because you probably already know about the fact that the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection has recently become dead since 10 years ago. Jeez, it's been 10 years ago since that particular online services, not only for the Wii, but also on the DS as well, has been closed down. So because of that though, which makes me wonder about the fact that it's kind of unfortunate for me that I somehow missed out on online matches for, let's just say Boom Street for instance, that I was expecting to try to get myself some, awesome accessories or anything else potentially, but I haven't really touched upon Boom Street for a while, mainly because of how the fact that I was been busy playing through like, you know, a lot of Mario Party stuff basically, especially concerning for the fact that recently I've decided able to actually go back on playing not only Super Mario Party, but as well as Mario Party Superstars. But that's just mainly because, obviously though, Super Mario Party Jamboree is almost getting closer to its release. So either way, speaking of which, today's date is of course is the 1st of August today, in some cases in 2024 today. So yes indeed, we're now on to the 8th month in terms of 2024. And to my surprise, about the fact that we've only got about exactly almost 1 month left until The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom for the Nintendo Switch will be releasing. So because of that, and also if I've noticed something is about the fact that when it comes to the forms of that accidental leak has been going on, when it comes to the forms of, let's just say, the ESRB rating board did accidentally leak something by complete accident, likely also for the spoiled elements to it, which I'm probably not going to mention about this right now, because as far as I'm aware, the game itself wasn't even released yet. So either way though, and also as far as I'm aware, about the fact that when it comes to Super Mario Party Jamboree, speaking of which, I did found out there was technically the forms of yet another trailer, but it's a little bit underwhelming to me at first glance, mainly because, well, as far as I'm aware, they borrowed the exactly same footage as the forms of how it does it on the announcement trailer. But there's one key difference, and that's what appears to be about the fact that, well, as far as I can tell, that we've now able to actually see a full-sized image of, you know, 2 of those boards in particular, which there are Mario's Rainbow Castle and Western Land, and let me tell you, they all look really dang good. Even especially noticeable, it's all remade and everything. Now I'm pretty sure that just like in Mario Party Superstars, when it comes to the forms of certain boards in Mario Party 1, they are basically trying to able to include the item shop and stuff like that to make things a little bit more interesting. So either way though, now I don't think it's possible we might able to actually see the a golden pipe in Mario's Rainbow Castle, because otherwise that would be cheating, otherwise. Oh jeez, that was actually a really poor performance in Station 8, but who cares about that, because I somehow barely beaten Luigi by 1 point, which that's okay for me, because obviously though, I'm still basically on top. So either way though, so relatively speaking, I was about the fact that yes indeed, I did manage to able to experience table tennis on this version of the game on my spare own time. So hopefully though, I should probably do this a lot better than the forms of how it does it in Venus circuits, because of the timing things I have to deal with. So, and it looks like that Luigi's gonna use his special token right here. So I wonder if he's gonna able to try to beat Shadow, in some cases the ultimate life form. So I don't know, we shall see what happens. So anyways though, one subject for this matter though is about the fact that I do notice something that's out of nowhere, about the fact that we can expect able to realize that SNK versus Capcom SVC Chaos is going to able to announce there's going to be the physical version of the Nintendo Switch version is going to be announced. And once again, not only about the fact that Limits Run Games is going to be responsible for this, but also Pixel Love Games is also responsible for this particular physical version of SNK vs Capcom for the Nintendo Switch will be revealed during that one point. So either way though, that's something worth noting for the sake of the forms of how this thing is going to able to actually mention about this. So anyways though, and while on the subject for this point as well, that recently we've actually encountered the next update, or should I say the next version update for Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. And this time what appears to be about the fact that that game is now on version 1.11, which means they did manage to able to fix quite a few things here and there. Like for instance, they fixed an issue in Adventure involving movement stopping every 6th frame. Additionally, the in-game physics has been slightly unjust, and they also fixed an issue in Adventure in which stage clear times differed even when making the same control inputs. And they also resolved a problem involving being unable to progress when moving from the pause menu to other screens. So, and also they fixed an issue in Adventure in which the camera at the start would differ each time restart is selected from the pause menu. So, and it also mentions about the fact that the improved camera behavior. And finally, they fixed some text issues. So either way though, that's as far as we can able to actually point things out for the sake of time. So anyways though, So speaking of Shadow though, we're about to be faced off against with the ultimate life form himself. And relatively speaking of, I've noticed something about this as well. Recently though, about the fact that we're able to actually see some new screenshots for Sonic Cross Shadow Generations recently. Like 2 of them based off from Sonic Generations, specifically the Sonic Adventure Dreamcast model skin. And my goodness, it looks so gorgeous to see him in new forms within Sonic Generations. And relatively speaking though, I could imagine about the fact that if I was trying to go back onto Speed Highway on Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, that I should be able to actually try to go ahead and play as Sonic Adventure Skin Sonic, specifically Modern Sonic to be more specifically, and that makes a huge nostalgia factor to it if you guys ever played the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure before. And relatively speaking though, I'm still basically excited able to play as Dreamcast model of Sonic as a skin, so relatively speaking though, I'm basically excited for it. In addition to that, new screenshots have been added for Shadow Generations portion, and I think it's gonna take place in Kingdom Valley, most likely, and let me tell you, I'm also excited about this as well, especially because, as far as you probably already know, the visuals looks really dang gorgeous, even on the forms of PlayStation 5 and all that. Really, Shadow? You missed the ball! Wow, that was very unexpected, but I claim my victory in the end. And to make matters even better, I can able to get myself my next emblem, so meaning about the fact that I have to be perfect when it comes to the forms of table tennis, which in order to do that, I have to aim for about 5 points straight, and you don't let your computer players score 1 point or something. So either way, flawless victory regardless. So it feels like we're doing pretty good so far in terms of the planet circuit. So either way, yeah, as you can see, we got ourselves our glorious emblem right there. It's actually pretty easy on the DS version to me, compared to the forms of how it does on the Wii version sometimes. So either way, let's move on now to the final event in the planet circuit, and that's what appears to be Dream Basketball. Now I'm sure about the fact that every single computer player has already been used the actual specific circuit chance token already. So either way though, it really doesn't matter if we came in second or lower. So either way, obviously this event requires you to be able to use the stylus controls in order to be able to actually catch the ball and try to toss the ball into those baskets. In fact, kind of thinking about it though, this event kind of reminds me of the forms of one of those mini games in Mario Party 4, alongside with the forms of Mario Party the Top 100 called Free Throws, where basically though we have to toss the basketballs into those baskets and all that stuff. And also, much like the forms of how it does on the Wii version, we're able to actually encounter items. So, for instance, if we toss the basketball that features a mushroom, that will grow these baskets bigger. Whilst meanwhile, if you manage to able to toss the basketball with the star icon, you're able to actually force able to toss the yellow basketballs, which by the way, the yellow basketballs were able to give you more points if you managed to able to try to toss them into those baskets. So either way, and I believe the balloon one will able to actually freeze those baskets in place on one specific spot. Oh, and by the way, if you hear that background music you're going to be hearing while the Starman theme was actually going to be playing, well, believe it or not, that particular star theme sounds familiar, which appears to be based off from Mario Kart DS, especially considering for the fact that Mario Kart DS did came out in 2005, so that's roughly about, well, let's just say 3 years after, well, Mario Kart DS has been released during that time. So anyway though, and also as far as I'm aware, we've recently got ourselves the next season of Futurama, so potentially Futurama was now on season 12. So because of that though, that's something I totally forgot to mention about this by the way, so I suppose, yeah, you probably get the idea about that. So and on top of all that stuff though, is about the fact that we actually got ourselves a confirmed release date for those 4 amiibos based off from Splatoon 3, which for instance we're able to actually have ourselves 2 amiibos in one pack, which is of course Curly and Marie, and on top of that the other 2 amiibos in one pack, which is Pearl and Marina. And as a result, all 4 of those amiibos combined will be releasing at some point on the 5th of September. So that's going to be about almost a month later or something like that until when those amiibos will be releasing. So either way, I'll take second place, especially considering for the fact that I was literally so close to able to get myself first place. but no big deal, especially concerning for the fact that I'm still basically on top right now, especially that about the fact that much like always, we're able to get ourselves a nice glorious planet trophy. So yeah, everything else checks out there basically. So anyway, so I suppose there's technically the final thing I want to discuss upon before we end off this video right there, is that apparently though, Capcom is gonna say that Capcom will continue to support physical games. So that's something, I suppose. So aside from all that stuff though, that's as far as we can able to say about this, I guess. So anyway, so we're now able to actually unlock the next Dream event, and that's what appears to be Dream Race. So I'm really looking forward to able to try out Dream Race on the DS version, especially concerning for the fact that I always attempt to enjoy Dream Race on the Wii version, so I'm also able to enjoy it even more on the DS version. So with that being said, folks, is that we get endings off this point right here. So join me next time for more of Let's Play of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games DS version, is that we're going on to Comet Circuit. So as a result, it should be a lot more fun. So I'll see you guys until tomorrow. Later, fellas.